Hello, and good morning. Alright, so a couple little bit of changes here. These guys were intended to get some cooler new crap, but it didn't quite happen. So, they're all over here. And actually, there's a cool thing over here that I don't know when this change happened exactly. I assume it was like 4 or 5 patches ago, but I appreciate this more than I can possibly say. So the poleaxe was basically put in as kind of like a halberd in the original game, and basically if you look up a poleaxe, it basically was kind of like up to shoulder height. Like it wasn't an actual. It's classed as a polearm, but it was more of a kind of close range can opener. Like that sounds like I'm, referring to the patch notes or whatever. No, that was like straight up its job. It was the point of a poleaxe was basically for two knights going at each other, and you've got a pointy end, you've got a hammer end, you've got an axe end, and you basically just find openings and make it work. It's literally just a friggin' multi-tool for opening up a guy in armor, basically. So that was, that was a cool little change there. Again, don't know when it happened, but I appreciate that it did. Alright, so this one is gonna take some dragoons. Finally time for their moment. Gonna have Spencer and Pants here doing their best to kind of hold off each side. I'm probably gonna have Pants on the left because that's a bit on the safer side. Spencer on the right. Gonna have Lavitz and Voltaire just kind of doing their pokey business. Gonna stick archers in here as well, just because there's some smaller stuff that's gonna be in here. And then immediately get rid of one of these. I want to say I want to get rid of Sarah and Minerva. Just because I want to have 2 healers as usual. And there we go. The healers have gotten fancy new goodies. Basically everybody was kind of working their way towards new goodies. Again, couldn't exactly put the... what the hell are they called again? Atoms? No, that wasn't it. The Guisarms. Which is kind of funny because Guisarms are kind of more like a bill-looking thing, but whatever, it works. I guess there's really not... Despite the fact that there's a crazy number of polearms out there, like the amount of this is a halberd and here's how it's slightly different variants, like, the amounts that actually have an axe on there, I guess, kind of run out eventually. Like, if you look up a Guisarm, it kind of looks like a pitchfork got drunk one day. It's like spikes and blades sticking out all over the friggin' place. It's awesome. But yeah, got a guitar for Wolfhilda, got 2 hammers for these folks, as you do. And then got Espadons for these guys. They're technically 1 level away from another upgrade, or 2 of them? Whatever. Anyway, they're just kind of there. I'm not going to use them for this fight in particular, because I don't really want to risk it. Again, these 2 are here for dealing with the little squishies that'll come in. The casters are there to hopefully shut down some of the big guys, and everybody else is just kind of there to slowly work through them. This is not the fight that I thought it was. Crap, I'm thinking neutral. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay. I did a dumb. I'm just gonna go ahead and not remember anything, apparently. So they got Banga and Zonga coming in as well, although you can't actually get those later. Somehow, despite the fact that he's, the Beastmaster, he somehow loses 2 every time you run into him. So, Obda and Berta, the originals, they just kind of end up dying by this point, so they're already gone. He's basically like that one Raticate from Red and Blue. It's unclear how exactly he managed to lose them, but he does. So yeah, Banga and Zonga, or Banga and Zanga, whatever you want to call them, are not going to be long for this world. Probably going to get them killed off just to kind of show off a cool thing that he does. Because he is apparently the whole reason that we're able to have cool stuff, like the Clear Sky move and stuff like that. The Hit All moves. I was asking whether that was possible for a while, and like the whole deal was, well, if I find something, maybe I'll do something with it. And then finally, it just comes out like, yes, there's an actual option here. Alright, so we're gonna go deal with those. And yeah, it's just because of him. Just because as soon as one of his monster units dies, for whatever reason, he's just got friggin' powers out of nowhere. So he ends up hitting everybody on the field. But I think it's just a basic debuff for this version. And yeah, I think he can just do multiple debuffs. In the original, it was just plain mean. It basically was this thing where he could actually just completely annihilate your entire party. It was kind of a noob trap in many ways. Because really, there's no way for you to know, because, you know, it's never come up to this point. But he will, like, straight up slaughter your entire party if you go and dent any of his animals. It's messed up. Like, I think one of them was literally reduce everyone to 1 health or something. Oh, crap, is that... You know what? I wonder if that's... Okay. The other day there was a conversation about kill moves in this, and apparently there was one that Balzafon was supposed to have in the original that was supposed to be a debuff on everyone in the field. However, it wound up being a thing that reduced everyone to 1 health. So I wonder if that mistakenly got attributed to Gamp. Like, I don't know if it was a glitch or what, but I recall him having something like that, or, like, reduced to half health or something. It was something ridiculous. I know that the first time through, I actually played the original after the remake, so I'm figuring, you know, okay, he's just going to throw some debuffs out there. I need to get these out of the way in order to get to him, because I can't get my archers close. Or I can't get them within close enough range to make this happen. And, he just, like, straight up wrecked my party, and that was it. It was just, okay, you killed off that thing, well, goodbye to everyone. Shouldn't have done that. Definitely should not have done that. You know, presumably the most evil friggin' voice ever. Alright, one more spear ought to handle this, or maybe just one of them dealies. No quite. You know what? Yeah, spike skin sounds awesome. Make that happen. There we go, put him right over here. Hopefully he'll be able to do some damage that way. Man, never tried that one out. I really want to see how it goes. Alright, pikeman. You pull this off? Yeah, actually. And I think the pants should be able to finish off this one with a shield. Set. Not gonna be useful. It's actually the other way around. Why don't you, buddy pal, go ahead and join us? Bummer. Alright, you hide next to the healer. Alright, you drop a quick little heal on Pants here, who should be able just to shield bash this thing. Worst case scenario, break out the spear. And yeah. It would be kind of cool. I hope one of the endgame items, like maybe the Holy Lance or something, like one that looks like an actual lance, winds up being like it actually hits 3 tiles. It wouldn't make sense balance-wise. I'm just saying, it would be kind of cool if that happened. Wow, those are some crap odds. Why don't you go over here? Do the thing with the pokey poke. There we go. Let's show this off. Cutscene time. And this is when he pulls out his superpowers, which never ever come up again. So, yeah. He just does sidestep on himself for some reason. So, for this... Yeah, there we go. There's the hit-all move. So he staggers everyone in the party and gives sidestep to himself. This guy is the only illusionist in the game, and apparently he doesn't carry over his illusion abilities once you get him. Which, actually, he wasn't even... okay, I should say, illusionists weren't the first characters to get that. That's... Personally, it's just the first time I saw that kind of move in a SRPG. Actually... I guess technically speaking, the first one I would have seen would have been the calculator. But no, yeah, the illusionists and sages from, oh, what are you? You are a number that can wait for another time. But yeah, illusionists and sages were a weird one from FFTA 2 specifically. Because yeah, they could go and hit an entire party with a lot of stuff that didn't have a lot of resistances. Like wind and water, like fire or whatever. Stuff generally had resistances to, but then you had other ones that were just like wind and I think it was wind, earth, and water that almost nothing resisted, and a lot of stuff was weak to, and they could hit everything in the entire thing. And they also had an ability on the Cannoneer. Okay, I should mention, the only weakness that thing had was the fact that MP restoring items weren't a thing. They just did not exist. Well, okay, they did exist, but there were very few of them. So, I mean, I think there were like 6 or 7 ethers in the entire game. You couldn't really use them every time. But there was a Cannoneer ability to literally just shoot your guy with a cannon. And yeah, that was the thing. They somehow got all smart and focused like if you shot him with a cannon. So they did that, and it wound up working out very fantastically, actually. So that's what they ended up doing. I'm gonna keep trying this until somebody hits one of these weak units. I'm not gonna kill those, but I probably could go for doing something to that one. Or would you like to just run up and shank it? That works. Bind? No bind. Yeah, they're actually really good with their daggers. I should probably switch one of them to a one-handed katana guy. Anyway, back to my point there. So, again, I don't really know who thought that was balanced, but apparently somebody did. So you basically just had an ability that let you circumvent one of the main issues of that particular class, and basically allowed you to hit everything, plus if you gave them Turbo MP, you basically changed it into a thing where... Actually, was it Turbo MP or was it the other one? Or no, I think it was Half MP that I ended up using, because if you ended up combining that with a cannon, it gave them 30. Half MP was, well, they needed 32. The cannon gave them 30, and then essentially that let them second round just about anything. So, point being, OP as hell. Because then you could just have them sit there and nuke the entire map and have everybody else focus only on cleaning up. Let's see what this one does. I'm sure it will. Yeah, this... You know what? Future patch. Gamp needs like a friggin' soul magic command. Like he sacrifices a monster unit, but then he gets a bunch of crazy moves out of it. Granted, that'd be too difficult to program in, but I mean... He needs something. I feel like he should get all of those moves. No! Gamp should have access to Shaman, that's what it is. Let's have you go here. I don't really want to deal with the rest. He's gonna block it. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to break through all this mess in order to even get to Gamp. What this looks like. Good. And perhaps one of the spears can crit him off. Fortunately, those griffins are going to start tearing into people. Yeah, hopefully my... oh, by the way, I should mention, so since mute button is gone, if I start coughing, I'll just try to mute the entire thing, so hopefully that doesn't go and completely screw anything up. As you do, because apparently what broke it what broke this particular mic last time was trying to cover the thing, which caused it to get all fuzzy, which, you know, was less than ideal. Let's tabulate you. You don't need to be stunned. And actually... yeah, no, there's another cleric coming up. I was gonna say, between the two of them, the Dragoon would probably be better suited for continuing on here, but this works too. Now then. And you poison this fellow. The odds are less than sucky. Do it. I guess I'm judging sucky on a very, very, very accepting level right now. What can you do? Oh yeah, so there's a thing I'm going to be doing pretty soon here. I'm still working out the details of it, but when I actually have time to. But I'm going to be doing an AI tournament. So FFT used to have these back in the day. The idea was that you just had 2 people set up AI teams, and they would just go at each other. Obviously, it's going to be quite a bit different than... Actually, you know what? There's a very good possibility for you to knock this other guy off the cliff. Does he have Steadfast? He does not. Okay, anyway, back to the point. Dialogue. This can go either way. Hopefully this works. Yes! I love knocking stuff off cliffs. Okay, so, idea was, the multiplayer feature in this game actually allows for setting up, well, it's supposed to be like a multiplayer feature, but it's more of a team share kind of thing, which is why a lot of people looked at it, probably got confused, and then just never touched it again. Because it's literally just like you make challenge teams. It's kind of like the old test mode, but instead of having a guaranteed thing where you would go and, you know, just have a party go against each other, you would have to go and set up their AI manually, which is kind of just a pain in the friggin' parts, but what can you do? Alright, Obda and Berta I want for later. And again, you know what? It's the younger or the older later, so no, these ones are fine. Let's see what else he can do. I know one of them is a full heal on himself. Because right now we're gonna have a very hard time even dealing with him, with these guys running around. Get Aerosol out of here while you still have a turn. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some problems with units not still standing on their feet pretty soon. And I just... probably on Sansa here. Yeah, so I tested it a little bit. I'm probably going to start off with the base game one, just kind of for the first go to give more. Well, I assume more people would be familiar with it, would have save files laying. Words are difficult today. Laying around, so basically just gonna do that sort of thing. You know what? I probably screwed that up right there. I probably should have done something quite different. Oh well, Beast Slayer. So yeah, I'm probably going to start with that and then go from there. Do the OV one like a couple weeks after or something like that. Just depending on how that goes. Do one of each, see what kind of numbers show up. Alright, so he gets all strong now presumably, and I think we all get weakened. Or no, he just healed himself, and yeah, we all get weakened. So presumably that's another hit-all ability that we'll be able to see in the future. Alright. One downside of Pikes, no ability to fight under these circumstances. Low bind chance. What I need is for him to heal himself, but he doesn't really have the means, so I might as well have him do something else. Okay, first off. Which one's moving? Probably the one that's still alive. So there's literally no tile he can go to be safe. That's good to know. Now, there actually is one way he can pull this off, and that would be to charm this thing. Well, that'd be a lot more useful if he actually could do that. Alright, what about Leaden? That would prevent him from flying. We'll do that. Nice, okay. And it sounds like I'm gonna have to cut it off here in a second, because the little lady's up. So, might end up being one of those ones that's cut into pieces. So, apologize. If it happens, let's speed this up a little quick here, see if it's possible to get a quick win or something. Or see if... Yeah, no. Time to get going. Alright, anyway, conclusion next time. Again, sorry for the kind of cliffhanger-y thing, but just bad timing on my part. See you then.